you guys, and welcome to another episode of Mommy Needs a Break, because all mommies and daddies need a break. I'm one of your hosts, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop everywhere.
Where?
Like everywhere.
Where?
If you type it in, you'll find the kid.
And she is Marisa J. Actually, I'm Marisa. She is Marisa J.
No, we keeping all in.
Fine. She is Marisa J on Instagram and Twitter.
And make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our podcast. You can hit us up at MNAB Podcast on where? Instagram, Twitter.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know,
Oh
y'all.
my
We didn't have no
gosh.
sleep
No,
last
we went
night.
to sleep at like 3.
Is this where you stay when you come to LA?
Sometimes, yeah. So we was up, y'all, working for the show, trying to get this together. We didn't go to sleep at all. I thought she had a lace front wig, seriously. I was like, Marisa, I've been staring at your
I just wanted to go to bed.
Yes, it was terrible. Okay, so yeah, we had a long day, but y'all see below. Y'all know where to find us and subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, you see this guy here.
Hello, friends.
He's actually our first dad.
Am I really?
On our show.
Yes.
Yes, you're
I'm
our first dad. You are.
Daddy needs a break. New part out of the show.
Just give us a piece of the check, thanks. Okay, so this guy here, he's a hilarious stand-up comedian. He's a father.
Don't lie. Meg said I'm not funny. Don't try to make me funny on your podcast.
No, you are very
funny.
funny.
All deaf, she said you are not funny like that.
No, you're not funny to me, but you're funny to everybody else. He is like literally the funniest comedian. I didn't say to me.
Same image.
Not to me.
Not to me. Nobody can really make me laugh. Okay,
fair.
but he
Fair.
is funny.
Tony Roberts makes you laugh.
He does. He's the only comedian that does. I don't
Tony
know why.
Roberts he's hilarious.
Okay, well, see, my humor's not
Shout out
off.
Tony Roberts.
Okay, so of course, Kevin is one of the most, even though I don't laugh at him all the time, but he is one of the most hilarious comedians on the planet. I kid you not. His rants are funny. One thing about him, he absolutely loves his family. He loves his wife. He loves his children. He's unashamed. He will tell the world. He'll shout it from the rooftop. He's one of the best fathers I know. And I'm so proud of him. You can see him on All Deaf with me. You can see him on KevOnStage Studios on YouTube. You can see him
This
everywhere.
introduction. This is probably the best introduction
I
ever.
just know you. That's probably why. I've worked with you for a long time. I know him. Y'all give it up for Kevin Fredericks, Mr. KevOnStage.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, Kev.
Marisa said she's doing 2 weeks. And you're still doing this.
We are.
Women just be womening, man. Y'all just be like, the baby's not born. All right, let's shoot 5 today, 5 tomorrow. Like, you're
We
doing
got it,
2
we
weeks
got it.
until y'all give birth. You go to labor right now. Like, let me just finish this last episode.
Our OB's coming soon, and so I'm like, look, if this happens,
She'll be here in the house.
She'll be here,
She'll be here doing an episode with us.
Follow us on this. Gram.
Just breathe through.
That is what's going to happen. But thank you so much for joining us. Is this your first mommy podcast?
No, I did Angel Marcus, but it's
No,
that's
not
a parenthood one.
Yeah,
So
there's
this is my
clear.
first mommy podcast.
Yay! All the mommies can now be like, hey, it's a daddy on here. Alright, so of course.
Yeah, but before we get into all that great stuff with Kev, this segment is called Ain't No Shame, our mommy confessions.
Okay.
Where we kind of have a no judgment zone.
Fair.
We just say it, lay it out.
Fair.
We don't put our nose up at anybody here.
I
Well,
still be doing
I
it
mean,
sometimes.
There's some things that will. I advise Megan not to say online.
Oh yeah, there's some things I can't say because y'all call CPS on
Right. So let's see. Mine today is letting your toddler eat cereal for dinner 5 days out of the week. And this is because she was home all winter break.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired. Her
You
dad was like out
working,
doing whatever, and all she wanted was cereal mommy. All day it was like cereal mommy.
Wait, was it cereal all day, or you just gave it to her for dinner?
Well, she had it for breakfast.
So breakfast and so wait, you need to revise your Ain't No
There's
Shame.
nothing wrong with that.
2 meals for 5 days, so that is a total of 10 meals with cereal.
Cereal.
He
It
was
was great.
coming home late, so when Terrell's not home, I don't feel obligated to make these full dinner,
Right.
you know, just whatever. And so it's me and her. We just snack and do our thing.
Yeah.
So for 10 days, so for 10
10?
meals, 10
Wow.
meals over 5 days, your baby ate cereal.
It's a healthy cereal. It's kashi. She only eats kashi. She doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, she's a vegan.
Your baby's a vegan?
Yeah, vegan baby.
A whole vegan.
Yep.
Nah, are you vegan too?
Yeah.
And your husband?
No.
Okay.
But he's been on this 20, he kept going. He's probably been on 30 days now. He lost like 10, 11 pounds.
Nice.
All on his own. I don't force it on him.
Yeah. So do you cook non-vegan meals for him?
Yeah.
Do you smell that meat? You'd be like, oh,
Me?
yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. He has his own separate pans.
Really?
You don't need to put them in the same pans.
What would make her stuff not vegan if she cooked it? Well, I guess you wash it.
Yeah.
You can have some meat residue and you can't do
Yeah, I'll get sick.
I'm sure that your baby was like, "Where's my kashi?"
No, she goes to the store and runs to the kashi
She goes to the
section.
kashi box?
She gets the orange box. It's peanut
There's
butter.
other vegan cereals, and she was like, "Nah,
No,
man,
she
kashi
eats
for me."
kashi.
That's so
Yeah, she loves her
funny.
kashi cereal.
That's
Yes.
great because
She
now
knows
you
awesome.
can't like. It's hard to get kids from the sugary cereals
Right,
to the healthy
yeah.
stuff. But if you start them, Matt be eating kale chips. I'd be like, poor thing.
I posted on my Instagram story the other day. Matt first of all, he eats anything, okay? He probably eat dirt off the floor. He doesn't care. He doesn't have
He eat
preference.
these flowers.
He
right
would.
now.
But he really likes kale chips. So I'm like, okay, since he's this
She
little.
eats seaweed chips.
See, give him
My
stuff
kid
like
eats
that.
seaweed chips.
Yeah, she
But
eats
they
the
didn't do
seaweed
it,
chips.
baby.
Yeah, she
But
eats
neither
seaweed
do
chips. But yeah, it's healthy cereal. It's not like
Even
you know,
if it
Lucky
wasn't healthy.
Charms.
Who cares? Your baby is hungry, and now your baby ain't hungry.
Did you see her last night?
Her daughter was eating falafels at
Last
like
10
10
o'clock.
p.m.
She said, "Mommy, falafel." I was like, "Okay,
How old is she?
2."
Like,
She can say falafel,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Mommy, falafel with hummus, please.
She
Roasted
eats
red pepper hummus.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yes, you have to see her.
Wait, so
eat.
do you have any ain't no shames that you be doing with your kids?
I walk around my house butt naked.
Wait,
all
what?
the
That's
time.
cute.
Every
Well,
day?
so here's the
Wait, how
thing.
old are your kids?
13 and 11.
They're like 2 boys.
So here's the thing. I did it all my marriage prior to them. And I did it when they were babies. And I always told myself eventually I'm just going to
You gotta
do
put
it.
Clothes on.
Eventually. And then I was just like, why though? It is my house.
That's true.
And they be in the living room like, Dad, what? You just
You sit on the couch?
I sit on balls on the couch. I'm coming out the shower. Like, I don't. When I get home, take a shower before bed, from that time, drawers is off.
Oh
If you have a problem with it, you can go in your room and close your door. Like, I don't go in their room and be like, hey, I look at the balls, what you guys could be one day. I don't do that.
What?
But I'm going from my room to the kitchen. If you happen to be in the living room,
Would you
don't
do
see
it if you
balls.
had girls?
Yeah.
Because
What?
Terrell walks around
Listen.
naked.
But that's
You
because
know,
your daughter's little.
I probably would feel weirder if I had daughters. I would feel weird. Maybe I wouldn't do it. I mean, I think things are weird when you make them weird.
Yeah.
Like, if your body is your body. If you don't make it weird, your kids won't be weird.
You know
Like,
what? That's true that you say that because I grew up. My father is military, and like for us, he was like, you always get dressed, put your clothes on before you come out of your room. Like
Oh, wow.
you're a girl, I'm a boy. Like he always made that very
wow.
clear.
Really?
Wow.
So it was none of that in our house. But my best friend was the opposite. Her dad, even though he was still military, she would walk around in her bra.
her mom?
No, she did with her.
Oh,
like,
your friend.
Yeah,
Okay,
her
okay.
friend and her dad, like, he would walk around she said that, yeah, my dad walks around in his drawers in the house. I walk around in my bra and panties. And I was like, in front of your dad?
And I think maybe my family, and now that you bring that up, my grandma is the same way. She doesn't walk around naked, but she walk around in bra and panties when I was in
my
high
grandma-
school. Burping and stuff.
Yeah.
Her panties used to always be pulled up super high.
Stop.
I'm like,
do it like that.
no, she know. I told she know. I don't care. That's where I got it from. She's like, I pay the rent. I pay the mortgage, or not the rent. I pay the mortgage here. Whoever pays the mortgage can walk around however they want to.
I mean, that's
If you don't like
absolutely
it,
true.
go in
Yeah.
your room.
Yeah.
She be burping, eating chips and stuff, and I'm like, well, I mean, what can you say? So my
What about
cats
when
get-
their friends come over?
I don't do it for them.
Okay.
This is
That'll
only
be-
this is
yeah.
only like 8 to 10.
Okay.
Like at night. Their friends are around.
Wait, is your
hey,
wife like
man.
that too? She's
No,
like,
absolutely
No.
not. She's like your dad was. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, she has
exactly.
boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She always is fully clothed, always. So no. But me,
so your grandma was just out here.
out
That's
here,
hilarious.
burping, panties high, stockings, no respect, no care. And I was in high school. I was in 10th grade.
Dang.
She's like, come on, grandma. She was trying to give you a hug.
She would take her
okay.
teeth out. It was crazy. She just didn't care. You know, the front of her grill would be out. Like, Grandma, where's your grill? Like, I don't have it in right now. So, and she's not even an old grandma. Like, when I was in high school, she was probably 58, maybe 60.
Oh wow. Yeah.
She
She
was
was
out
out
like
here.
70 something
She
now.
was out
So
here.
she was just like, I don't care, bro. So
Oh,
that's how I am. And I just knew, like, oh man, they're 5. I should stop.
Right.
They're 6.
Yeah.
I should stop. They're in 7th grade. I'm
At this
probably not
point,
gonna
forget
stop.
it. They know.
At this point, there's nothing to
I
stop.
wonder, I gotta ask Terrell about that because he does be naked with Halo in the room and. Just,
But she's little though, so it's like she doesn't know.
I don't know if she doesn't know because she always like mommy, pee pee, mommy, booby. Like she knows parts.
I know, but that's different from like naming parts to being like. I guess shame is probably the topic as opposed
that's
to
what it
like
is.
name parts.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And I was talking
honestly,
to a sexologist. We had one on the Love Hour podcast that I host with my wife. And she was saying that if you take shame out of it, your children grow up with a much healthier view of themselves and others. It's when you like, so she was talking about this, like a lot of times girls would like, when they're babies or toddlers go to touch themselves, and the parents be like, don't touch that. And they're like, oh, but it's, like it's confusing. It's mine. You know what I mean? So we start our kids off, not just girls, we do the same thing. Well, stop playing with yourself. They're like, well, I don't. I'm not playing. I just, what I'm saying? I'm exploring my own body. So, but I didn't learn that until like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? I just was walking around naked. But now I know there's some psychological or physiological benefits to not teaching your kids shame. So they grow up with a better, more healthy view of themselves and their body.
That makes sense.
You've shown your stomach on camera several times, so you are very comfortable.
I don't really care.
I'm proud of you.
Here's my thing. I'm actually working on a workout plan called, I'm either going to do workouts for fat people or workouts for regular people. And here's why. I bought so many like Beachbody, Nike training things. Nobody looks like that.
Right.
Not nobody, but very few people in America actually look like that. These people never get tired during who doesn't get tired in a workout?
So wait, your workouts are gonna be tired?
No, they're gonna just be the workouts aren't gonna change, but people be like, they never even breathe hard, they never take a second off.
Eyelashes.
They got, come on. Even at the gym, like bodybuilders, they get tired, they have bad sets. I just feel like the workouts should represent the people who are watching them.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so discouraging to watch somebody, like, I can physically do the stuff they do, but it's so discouraging to see people who are like 110 pounds or freaking ripped doing this stuff. Like, come on, you're better than I'm not better. Get off my screen. So I've thought about doing that because we like fantasize that small sliver of America who looks like that, and that's not the majority of people. Most people are not necessarily fat, but they're not like, we're all body types who are working out. So.
It's discouraging.
That is
discouraging. I'm sick of it.
Because I be doing that like at my little home workouts, and I was like, and I do a lot of pop sugar workouts, and so like, and I love Mossy Arias, and she was doing it. I was like, yes. So then like, I have like my mirror and stuff is right here, but my TV is right here, so I was doing the workout in front of it, and then I like did something where I had like slid to the left, and I was like, I don't look nothing like.
She had that baby, and she went right back. But see, here's the difference though. It's like The Rock or Terry Crews. Like, they can't get paid if they don't look like that.
Right.
But we're comparing ourselves to those people who literally, if they don't look like that, her income would be affected.
Right.
If she didn't. That's not the case for you. You know what I mean? Like, they have to do that. We don't have to be in that type of shape
I couldn't even do her maternity workouts.
Oh, she's insane though.
I was like,
she got abs again after the baby.
Yeah, I'm pregnant. I can't do that. I mean, what?
I'll just tell you, but I had my sports bra on. I was actually working out in sports bra underwear. I was like, I'm looking like them, like this. And when I kind of glimpsed myself in the mirror.
There's nothing worse than cutting yourself.
I'm going to make lunch.
I was like, oh God, and I was so like motivated.
And you sit down and you're just like, turn it on. Just drinking a beer, a warm beer now. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Get away from me.
Oh my God, sorry. Yeah, let's do some mommy tips. We always give them every week. Just a couple of tidbits or a few tidbits that we learned along our journey of motherhood. I'm going to say this for expecting moms out there. If you're about to have a baby, one of the things you can do is meal prep and freeze it. Now, I know it kind of sucks because you're like, you want to meal prep. But every meal that you make, just always make a little bit more. So like this morning you made oatmeal, right?
Right.
And you made like a big pot. So just take a little bit and scoop it out into like two little, that's it. And put it in a little baggie.
Not buying this.
No, I'm saying.
No, I mean, like, I get it. I totally get it. And I do, okay, yeah, my calendar is not up to date again. Sometimes I try to like, okay, this is what we're going to have this week. And then we end up eating cookies and
and that's fine.
Kashi cereal. I'm just like.
Cooking and Kashi again, yes. I love my mom.
I want to meal prep so bad. It's
such a daunting task.
Yeah, and so maybe let's not call it meal prep.
Okay,
let's just say
making leftovers.
Take some of your leftovers and freeze them. Because after a while, if you do that every meal,
just pull it out.
Just a little bit, just one little thing, you'll see after a week you'll have a lot of food there. And you know when you have a baby, you ain't trying to cook nothing.
No, yeah, I know.
And you need something
I'm
quick.
taking donations. I'm taking like
They said,
coupons or Instacarts.
Right.
Send it over to me. But yeah, no, I get it.
And the other thing about that is accept help from people when they ask. Because, people always be like, oh, let me know if you need anything. You know what? Actually, I do. This is
people don't even know what to do with that. But you ask.
Right, and
make sure that ask is sincere.
And they can't say no when you have
asked me that, and I'm like, but what are you going to help me do? Like,
no,
you come to my house and clean it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's
exactly
and then see
what they say. Because now what are they going to say? Oh, not that kind of help. Actually, if you could do the laundry and fold it, that'd be great. I was just hoping you would say no, actually.
And I'm going to tell you what.
I never say that.
When I had Mav, I was like, oh, I'm about to, yes. Because this one mom told me that. She was like, get food from people because you're going to see that you don't want to cook. And I didn't meal prep or anything. So then as soon as I had him, I was like, you are right. So everybody was like texting, like, well, I want to come see the baby. That's cool. Can you bring some food too? Make sure you bring a meal to everyone.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And I was like, actually, so I have somebody coming Monday and Tuesday. Can you come Wednesday and Thursday? and get you know
we
what?
haven't had Italian in a while. If you don't mind picking up a platter of lasagna and those rolls.
And surprisingly, everyone did it. They
were
like, that's easy.
There's a website. Was it Meal Train?
Oh, yeah.
There is something like that where you send it to your group of friends after you have a kid.
Oh, I've used that. A friend of mine had a baby and
everybody signs up.
Yeah.
Wait, did you send her Postmates?
No, it was this, I don't remember the name, but they had click on this and you'll cover dinner for Tuesday, and it was the thing you could pick for dinner.
Yep.
I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
Wait, what does that mean? So you pay for it?
No, they just agree to cook it and do
it.
Whatever, buy it and bring it to the house.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah.
We've also helped our families with, Melissa does this, when her sister had a baby, she subscribed on Amazon for diapers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's not that much.
Too.
It's $16, so once a month she gets a diaper. So our sister is like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
One less thing I have to think about.
Yeah.
And it's a real help, Then when the baby gets bigger, you just, change the size up.
Yeah.
And then they're out of diapers. And
I'm registered on Amazon.
Yeah, Marisa Johnson, you guys.
Send it for kids.
And the other thing I want to say is make sure you utilize dad's help, because I think sometimes as moms we're always just like, oh, I'm mom and the baby's in my body. I know how to do it. I can do it better.
Carry an unhealthy share of
You
the
ain't got to
burden.
tell me that.
I should be quick to be like, whatever. I'm not like that though. You know how I am. Like, no, I can do it. But dads, I feel like have a special bond with their kids that you, as a mom, you can't give them. So you might as well just be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Do it. And I had to let go of the fact that he's not going to do it as good as me. And then I had to start saying, he's just going to do it different from me.
Yeah.
Which is just another way of saying he's not going to do it as good. He's going to do it differently than me, which is not as good, but technically still done.
I mean, hey, and look, our babies, and then I resorted to our baby will survive.
Yeah.
He's not going to die from me. That's what I had to keep saying.
But their bond is so cute. Like when I look at Halo and Terrell and they're just in their own zone, they're laid out watching TV together. They're on the computer. They do their own thing. Versus me and her, and it's just him. I mean, their meals look off sometimes when he makes food for her, but I mean,
but she'll survive. Again, she will survive.
Yeah, she'll survive.
She wakes up the next day, you're like, oh.
I mean, I've caught her stepping on the fridge, in there. What are you doing?
She's
like, oh, your dad's not watching you.
That happens a lot. I know. I FaceTime them today because we live in Atlanta now, but I FaceTimed them and Matt was on the floor screaming, and I was like, "What is going on?" He was like, "I don't know. It's what day is it? It's Thursday. He's gonna cry." I was like, "Wait, he's gonna leave my baby there crying?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave him there crying." And so I was like, "He'll survive, Megan. He will survive." Wait, so is there anything that you had to deal with like that?
I think one of my tips is let your children know that you were wrong. I think that's a very hard one for parents to do. We feel like we need to be perfect. Yeah. And I think you teach your children a lot more about yourself and themselves by saying, you know what, you were right. I was right. My kids have corrected me. They said something. A homework thing. One time my youngest son gets me on this more than my oldest one does. But he was like, this homework thing is due on Thursday. And I was like, no, boy, it's due on Tuesday. He was like, no, it's due on Thursday. And we went back and forth. So he goes to his backpack and pulls out the thing. And it's like, it's due on Thursday. And I was like, I was wrong. You were right. I apologize. And he laughs about it and stuff. But growing up, my mom or dad never admitted they were wrong.
Right.
Ever.
I'm always right.
Yeah, and they're not though. So it just teaches you it teaches you okay, they're just going to say they're right, whatever. So it makes you be dismissive of your parent. And it teaches your children not to apologize at the same time. And it's definitely an ego check to tell a small person that you're wrong. But I think what we forget in parenthood a lot of times is you're raising them to grow up and leave your home.
Yeah.
Which means you're going to have to teach them the skills you want them to know and utilize in the real world, not just to respect you. Like, you shouldn't respect people just because.
Yeah.
You should, if someone's wrong, you should tell them they're wrong, and they should be able to apologize so that they can learn too. So, definitely difficult, especially because it wasn't modeled behavior for me, but I have done it. I've done it. I'm not wrong often with my children, but when I am wrong, I admit my wrongs.
I get to see your youngest too.
They revel in it.
They're so smart.
So
they
smart.
are. I feel like they're way smarter than what I was.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
No, they definitely are.
Yeah.
They have access to information. I remember I was joking about this. We had to do book reports, and we only had the letter M of the Encyclopedia Britannica. So any report that I had to do,
at home, y'all had
just had M.
where
I don't know how we came
where's the
across the
rest
M.
of it?
There's 25 other letters. My mom just came across the M, and she put it on the bookshelf like just with other books. So all of my reports, I had to make them from something from the M. So our kids literally have Google at their fingertips.
Yeah.
So they literally have access to more information instantly. They are smarter than us.
Yeah.
And they should be because they have access to information instantly. You know, they have
Gotta ask Alexa.
Seriously. So,
What?
you know what I mean? So of course we're going to be wrong because they have access to the same information we have.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And they've grown up with that technology their whole life.
Yeah.
Smart kids. So this segment is called Let's Scroll.
Okay.
When we take breaks, oftentimes we go on our Instagram and go into a rabbit hole
Yeah.
about our kids and boom, it's dinner time.
Mm.
I found this report, 69% of parents gave a regular allowance to their kids last year, according to Rooster Money, which is an allowance chore tracking app.
Oh,
Tracks
wow.
the chores.
Oh, that's good.
The average allowance was $499. How do you guys feel about
$499?
What?
So here's what I do.
Wait, for how long?
A month? Has to be a month. It cannot be a week.
Oh, this is a year. Oh, that's kind of cheap.
Oh, a year?
$10 a week.
Oh, okay.
Cheap kids.
Okay.
A year makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Do you think it's mandatory?
Wait, they gave their kids $500 for the year and they still housed them and clothed them and fed them and all
So I
that?
guess you're not gonna pay for chores, right?
He'll give like $1.
I don't pay for chores. Here's what I tell my kids. You live here too.
True.
Treat this house like you are part of the
Yeah.
house. Your mom and I pay all the bills.
Right.
You know, you don't have to chip in monetarily. The least you can do is keep your room clean, keep your bathroom clean, and keep the kitchen clean. You should never be on your phone and the kitchen's not clean, or playing video in the kitchen not clean, your room not clean, the bathroom's not clean.
Wait, what do you require them to, like, when you say kitchen clean, what does that entail? Just dishes?
The black version of that, which is the dishes,
counters,
the
the stove,
everything spotless,
Wow,
not just
okay.
the dishes. Now, Melissa, this is a recent thing that we've gotten on them more than when we used to. Melissa used to keep the kitchen, or we would take turns and split it with the boys, but now she's like, nah, family, y'all need to pull y'all weight. And as far as allowance goes, we don't give them a set amount of money per month, but I have like a, kind of like this, but empty, like a piggy bank, and I just put money in there for them to take for their lunch. So it's not just, I don't pay you for your chores, because this is not a, like, why would I pay you for chores? You know what I mean? Like, what transaction? You live here. Like, you live in this home. You don't even chip in. The least you can do is do the bills, but when you need lunch money, I don't want you to have to come ask me. If the ice cream man comes, just go grab some money.
The ice cream man still comes?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And in our neighborhood, they make sundaes. Like, he has the machine. He doesn't just sell popsicles. He sells chili cheese fries.
Yes, girl.
He
Oh, yeah,
sells
chili
nachos,
cheese fries.
milkshakes.
We
It's
got
the
the little fruit stands over there.
But this is like a taco truck
Oh,
size.
gotcha,
ice cream.
gotcha,
It's
gotcha.
not like the
Yeah.
smaller ones.
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
have.
yeah.
This guy's got a generator. He got a whole thing going.
You got a business.
What?
It's an operation.
So they just like, so basically if they wanted something, they just get
And that's the
money
other
out of
thing. Like, for the
jar.
most part, everything they ask for is almost electronic. It's either games on their phone, downloadable content on their phone, PlayStation games all come on their phone.
Yeah.
So they like, and I tell my, like, for the most part, we give our kids games stuff. One, because they don't ask that often. And two, our kind of rule is if you get good grades in school and if you're well disciplined, the world is your oyster. Within reason, we will give you things because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Keep your room clean, do well in school, get, you know what I'm saying, good parent-teacher conferences. When you don't do that stuff, then you start, the world's a little bit harder for you, which is the same kind of thing as life. Like, you do what you're supposed to do, things relatively are easier. Not easy, especially when you're black, but they're easier for you. If you have good credit, you can live in nice places, things like that. And it's really worked for us. You know what I mean? But again, it's within reason. It's not like, oh, I want a PlayStation, now I want an Xbox. Like, we didn't, because the stuff they're asking for is like $2 games. Yeah. It's not even nothing. Like, my kids are like surprisingly really grateful because, you know, they could be super spoiled, but they're pretty
No, it's because how you raise them.
Yeah, well,
you and Melissa. Yeah, you guys.
Melissa is more on that because I'm like, I grew up poorer than her. We were both poor. So I'm kind of like trying to make up for my poorness by giving them stuff. Yeah, okay. But she be trying to temper that.
Now you guys have done phenomenal with them. They're such good, well-behaved, disciplined, kind.
You know what's funny about that? Like I feel like they act nicer with other people.
Of course.
People are like, man, your kids are terrible. They be farting and peeing and stuff. You know what I mean? But as long as they make us look good when they're with other people, that's all you can really ask for.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about that because you're probably one of the best fathers that I know in our age group. Like you really are. You just your example and what you do with your children, it makes me so happy. So saying that, how did you become such a great father?
That actually was two things. One, my real father I didn't have a relationship with him, and my stepdad was an amazing father. Is an amazing father. So luckily, I had great model behavior of sacrifice, of being there, of like he never yelled at us, very rarely. Like once or twice in our entire life. He never argued with my mom. So he modeled good husband and good father behavior like my whole life. So for me, I feel very lucky to have been able to watch someone do it for me because that's not the case for most people, most men. So it's just being a better version of him. You know, like all I'm really doing is what he did, but I have a little more means than he did. So he took us on road trips. We used to get, you know, because he was military. I know your dad was in the military. When we get stationed from place to place, we would drive, and he would take his time. He would show us the city. We would like take in the sights. We went to Martin Luther King Museum. We stopped at Grambling when I was a kid. He didn't tell me that's an HBCU and you should go to one. He was just like, "This is Grambling," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "Why didn't you go a little further?" So I was talking about HBCU. Like I didn't understand the significance then. I just wish he would have pushed a little further. So now I do the same thing with my kids. We just have more means. So instead of just going to Grambling, I can go to. I took them to Japan. You know what I mean? And like literally, I be tripping. Like last year alone, they went to Spain, Amsterdam, London, and Japan in a year.
I love that.
They've been to Paris. They've been on cruises. And that's what my dad did to the best of his ability. And my ability is just more. But that's because of what my dad did. He made my life easier. His sacrifice made me be able to go to college, which led to better jobs. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully my kids can. I don't know how they can be better fathers than me. Good luck. But hopefully they can take their children to space.
Oh, they will.
Space. To whatever. It's gonna be tough because I'm setting the bar high for y'all. You know
I love that because I don't think we see enough black children traveling.
No, and you know what? Every time I travel, like other races, like just
looking,
but they be having their kids.
Yep.
Like we're in Rome, kids are everywhere. People take their kids everywhere, but it's very rarely any black people unless they live there. Like we saw black people in Amsterdam, but they're native Dutch people. But like Americans, black people, we don't travel as much with our children. And I get it, like it's really expensive. So it's not like we don't want to. It's just it's hard. Like it's hard. Like we didn't even have this 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Like we've just now been able to do this. So, but you're right. People don't have the means or we're afraid to travel abroad, things like that. But I'm able to, and it's a desire of mine.
It is true, but I also think you make, just like you can make time for what you want to do, you can also save money for what you want to do. Like if you can save money for a room full of J's, and you can save
every time with black people, it's always Jordan. Jordans are $200. A trip to Japan is more than $200.
No, but a room full of Jordans, a room full of $200 shoes could have equaled one trip for your family.
But some people don't like to travel.
That's what I'm saying. So if you don't like to travel, at least I feel so strongly about this because I was actually born in another country. I wasn't even born here. I was born in Korea on an army base. So, I'm still technically American citizen because it's U.S. soil on another country. But because I was born in another country, my perspective is a little different. I just feel like if you leave your kids in America, then their view of the world is that, this is the world. Yeah. And that is so, America is such a small piece of what the world actually is. And I feel like you open up their eyes. So even if you can't afford to send them, start saving. Maybe in 2-3 years you can.
Absolutely.
Send them somewhere
Even
close.
cruises.
Canada.
Cruises are a good way to go
Yes,
from
good carnival.
America to other places that isn't as expensive as flying.
Right.
And the one thing about traveling, it does let them know, like, it's hard to teach kids about different cultures without seeing it.
Yeah.
So we're in Japan, like, they have a very service-based culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people, they are like out of this world service, and they're also very quiet. Like, we went on a train, and it was more packed than like a New York City subway, but it was like you could hear a pin drop.
Was
Everybody
it
has
clean too?
completely clean.
Yeah,
The ground is
yeah.
clean. The hotel, I mean, literally like completely clean. There's not even
Yeah.
trash cans around.
Right.
Like it's common for you to keep your trash like in your pockets and throw it away when you get home. Like there's not even like it's
I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah. So
Okay.
and then seeing like Times Square versus I think it's like Shibuya crossing.
Yeah.
It's like Times Square on steroids. Like, and you think everything in America is as big as and best as it can be, man. What?
Yeah.
TCL
Yeah,
has
it's like-
30 million people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean? That's
true.
like 3
yeah.
times the amount of people in New York. You know what I'm saying? So, just even seeing even stuff they don't like. Like I took them to see a temple, and when I tell you they were like dead behind the eyes, they're like, bruh, trash. But at least they saw it. You know what I mean? Like some things you don't appreciate it. Some things you don't appreciate at the
Oh, my
time.
dad took us to a temple.
Yeah. When I tell you at the time, they were like, bruh, there's no Wi-Fi out here. This
There's
is
no
big trash.
Wi-Fi.
Big trash.
That's
out here.
funny. Wait, what is one thing that you wish moms knew? Like from a dad's perspective.
We wish you knew that we are capable too. I think because you carry the child and also America, our culture, we push parenting on mothers,
Yeah.
and we don't really hold fathers responsible. Even go back to the 50s, like all dad has to do is go to work, bring money home. You know what I mean? Like all that, we're kind of taught you don't have to do that. Like this is a terrible joke, and it's not even mine. A comedian said it. It was like the first father you're introduced to is God, and he didn't even take care of his son. He gave him to somebody else. Like, Mary, you can handle my baby. And I was like, oh my God, right? Not my joke. Not my joke. Another comedian said that, right? They were making a joke of like, but look at like Leave It to Beaver and the Brady Bunch and like Mad Men. Like it's motherhood. You're a bad mother if you don't take care of your kids. You're not necessarily a bad father.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do is go to work. So, so we're not expected to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we know how to burp and feed and change, and
That's true.
we have the desire to want. One thing I hate that men say, and this doesn't really happen in my current friend group, because all our kids are older. But I used to hate when men would say, "Man, I gotta babysit my kid."
You ain't
Like,
babysitting.
well, what do you? What? That is your baby. You're watching your child.
Right.
I can't go gotta babysit my son. I don't babysit my son. I raise my son.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so that's what I would want to say. But I think women naturally share an unhealthy part of the burden of parenthood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by nature, like my wife, I gotta cook, I gotta clean. Like we don't work traditional jobs. She's trying to be a traditional mother for a time period where that's not even the case.
Yeah.
Like that 9 to 5
That's
thing
true.
from the 50s, women didn't even work, and it was a lot of work then.
Yeah.
Just to raise the kids, and they didn't even have a job. Now we have women who work the same amount of hours as the man, and or entrepreneurs, and still cook and clean and do laundry as if they like, bro, it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think the reason is a lot of men don't do
Terrell would
it.
always say before we had Halo, like, I've never been around newborns, and he would say, yeah, I'm just gonna take care of her when she could talk, she can tell me what she wants. But I tell you, as soon as that baby came out, it just. There's pictures of him and her in the hospital, and the diaper change. It just came so natural, and their bond was just crazy. Because that's all he would talk about. Like, I'm gonna start watching her when she's like 2. Like, she could tell me what she wants. She could pick out her clothes.
The crazy thing is they tell you what you want way before they can talk. I was really scared. Like when I had my first son. My wife had him, but he came to our house. I'm like, man, how do you understand what the cry mean? Which cry? And it's amazing how quick you're like, oh, they haven't eaten. He's probably wet. Right? He's sick. Even like when your kids are sick, they're lethargic. He's usually more playful than that. Like, if you spend time with your kids, you will understand them way before they can talk. And their personalities are so much developed a lot younger. That was kind of one of the surprising things for me. Like, my kid's personality is like most of it was developed by 2.
Yeah.
Like one was picky as an eater, picky eater as a 2-year-old is picky now.
Yep.
One was super chill as a baby, super chill now. You know what I mean? One was competitive and angry, still the same. You know what I mean?
Same facial expression.
It's still same facial expression.
Yeah.
You know, now they just talk and they have sarcasm.
Yeah.
For the most part, a lot of that is developed much earlier than I realized prior to having kids.
Yeah.
Do you and your wife have traditional parental roles? Like, this is what fathers do, this is what mothers do, or do you tend to like cross the lines and everybody just does whatever?
She does more. That's what I was talking about, sharing an unhealthy part of the burden. But I think for the most part we fall into just traditional roles. Except there's a period where I got fired from my job unjustly, but justly. And I was I was a stay-at-home dad, and I got them up and dressed in school. Took one to school, the other stayed home with me. I cooked dinner, like. She kissed me on the forehead before she went to work, you know. I came home, like, how's your day, hon? Did you have a tough day? You know, so that was about a year and a half where I was a stay-at-home dad. And I loved it. Like, it was fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, me and my sons, we had a great time. But now, because I travel more and I'm always performing, she does more of, like, soccer and homework. But I try to at least pick them up from school. Or pick them up and drop them off at school as much as I possibly can. But, yeah, for the most part, pretty traditional now.
Yeah.
How do you balance this, by the way?
You don't.
Okay.
You absolutely don't. Balance is a myth.
Accept things.
Like if Shonda Rhimes said it, and it was like so freeing.
I read the book.
I was
what
like,
book was it?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you don't. If you're at a soccer game, you're late on an email or you're missing a meeting.
Yeah.
If you're performing or traveling to a performance, you're missing a soccer game. Like if you are at a commercial shoot like tomorrow, then I'm gonna miss. They're having an assembly where they're getting awards. So I'm gonna miss that assembly, but I'm also helping pay for the mortgage. So there's no, you're always. Sometimes I err on the side of like. So for instance, the last 2 months of last year plus the first month of January, I didn't perform at all. Right? I was like, I toured all year, the last 2 years. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay home, I'm not doing any shows. Right? So then my next tour started, and then I was super rusty on stage. Like because I wasn't being sharp on my craft, then my career suffered. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but for me, I was like, that was a couple bad sets in a row. And that's because I've been performing 3 or 4 nights a week, every week for 10 months, for 2 years straight, So taking 2.5, 3 months off, like almost 4, I was like, boy, you trash out there. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways, but I put so much love deposits in, like I was home every day. They were like, man, this is fantastic. So by the time I had to start performing again, they weren't tripping as much because I had been like at home for like 15, 16 weeks straight, which is a lot for me. You know what I mean? So.
I remember she gave an example. It was she just painted the picture. She was going to some award show. She had this beautiful gown on, and her kid just wanted to like her to stop and play with a puzzle or something like that. And she was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be late. I'm gonna stop right here in this moment and play with my kid.
Yes.
And it'll still be there.
Award
show's gonna still happen. I'm gonna still show up. Just gonna be late.
That's what I do sometimes. My son asks me to play video games. I used to feel really guilty and like I don't have time. But then I was like, I can spare 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So I would just tell him I can play with you for 30 minutes, and he's like, fantastic.
Right.
From 8 to 8:30, like we play Minecraft or FIFA or Smash Bros. Like I'm big trash at everything except FIFA. But it's not important that I'm good at it. It's important that somebody pays with it. And my wife plays with him. Our oldest son doesn't play with him because he's cool. Yeah. But I figured it's that email response they're waiting for. Yeah. They'll still be waiting for it in 30 minutes. That video that should be edited or uploaded, they'll live. Yeah. Everybody else will live. It's more important to have these deposits, these small moments. Because all life really is those moments. And I want him overall to remember, man, even my dad was gone a lot, but when he was there, like he was there. Because a lot of times parents are in the home every single day and not present at all.
I mean, and they're aware of it.
Yeah, they know.
Halo, when we're sitting here sometimes and we're just like talking, mommy, daddy, Peppa Pig, TV, come on, lay down. Like she knows when we're not paying attention.
Yeah, he pulls me now. And like I feel so guilty because of course, like when you're on your phone, answering me, like you'll get consumed. And I might sit in I have a playroom for him, so I'll sit in the playroom with him and I'll be like, well, this is good enough because like I'm in here with you. You'll play. No. He'll pull my hand, and be like, no. Your hand needs to start touching on this. Touch the ball. I was like, okay. So that's when I put my phone on. I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay,
it comes to like it slaps us in the face, and we're like, okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to play? Okay, let's go play.
Yeah.
It's just like this is gonna be here. And sometimes there's a deadline, but for the most part,
I want to ask you this because there's a lot of, especially in our community, there's a lot of fathers who are not present in their children's lives. What do you want those fathers to know about fatherhood?
You know what's interesting? I hear this a lot, but it's not the case for my friends. Like, all my friends are very present. But what I want them to know is that the family is the first building block of the community. The neighborhood, the Black community, it's like how your family is. And like, your kids don't need the best version of you. They don't need a perfect version of you. They just need you.
That is so true.
And I think a lot of times, my friends that weren't part of their lives, they feel like too much time has passed, or I don't know, or their mom be tripping. Like, any effort is better than no effort. Any time is better than no time. You know what I mean? So, and I think a lot of times the further it goes along, the harder it is to make that effort. But it's never too late to start. And you don't have to compare yourself to other dads. You just need to be the dad for your kids, and they'll appreciate that.
Okay. But y'all having more kids?
No, absolutely not.
Really? You trying to be a girl dad?
No, I did feel left out from the girl.
It's
the first fatherhood thing I'm like, I can't join in, man. I ain't got no girl. But no, we have my niece who is great. When I ever want to hug a baby, my sister-in-law has a baby. My sister just had a baby. There's plenty of babies to hold and get back.
Okay.
I can hold your baby. I can hold your baby.
Right.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
See ya. That's all I really want to do. I just want to pet a dog. I don't want to walk in. I don't want to clean up poop. I just want to do this and then be like, okay, take that dog away.
But you know, and you had your kids in your 20s?
21, or 23 and 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's funny? In Washington, I wasn't young. All my friends, we were the last ones to have kids
That makes sense.
in Washington. And in LA, we're like, you have
15
kids? You're only 36. Like, so even at my kid's school, like, we're the young parents. Most of my
Are you serious?
Yeah, 36. Most of his friends' parents are 46.
Damn.
Like a good 10 years older than us. But so it's just interesting the dichotomy between industry and not industry. Like the non-industry part of LA, people don't have kids until much later, which is, but back home in Washington, we was popping on kids.
That's
high school. People had children.
In Kentucky, I'm late. I'm like for me to be 35 having my first baby, all of my friends, like my friend's daughter can watch my son. Like that's how late I am when I go back to
my kids can watch your son.
Right.
I mean, they probably would do a terrible job, but
He'll
technically,
survive.
he'll survive. He'll be alive.
Yeah,
he might be
technically still have another kid though.
Who, us?
Would you want another kid?
No.
Even if like you guys are like, let's play it.
I'm saying
you're done with that.
I've thought of all the I don't.
Done.
I can leave my kids alone. We
That's
can go to the
true.
movies. That's the best.
Wait, so you leave them alone?
Yes.
You remember, I remember before I was like, have your kids ever stayed home alone? You were like, no. And I was like, wait, you remember when we were little? Like, you had to watch your brothers and sisters. I was at home like 7 or 8. I was at home by myself.
We were walking home from school. We had house keys. We knew
house keys.
To check in with our mom or answer the phone when she answered or called. But I don't know what it is. Maybe technology.
Because there's no urban sitter.
Yes. It's a necessity thing. There's no... I can't pick you up, and I can't pay anybody to watch you, so you have to grow up fast.
Yeah.
But now we don't have that. Like, you can go to after school care, but I told my wife, a couple years ago, we gotta start, letting them stay, because Zayda's gonna be in high school this year.
And y'all just start letting them stay?
No, we let them stay at home, during the day, but...
No, I'm saying, when did you all feel okay? Okay,
it's probably a 2 or 3 year process. It started when he was, 10 or 11.
Okay.
And it was we're just going to go to 7-Eleven.
Right.
And we're going to go to the grocery store. And then we're going to be gone for an hour. Then we're going to go to the movies. And then we'll be gone for 4 or 5 hours during daytime. Now, what we just started doing is we're going to a comedy show. You guys go to bed at 9:30. We'll be back after you wake up.
Do they do that?
And they did.
What?
And that was the one where I was like, God! You know what I mean? So when we came home the next day, I was like, what'd y'all do? They were like, well, we watched YouTube videos until 9:25. Then we brushed our teeth and we went to sleep.
That is awesome.
Because they don't, that's all they do regardless. But they admitted, they're like, it is kind of weird. The house is louder. The trees were touching the window, But I cannot have a high schooler who can't stay home alone.
That
you
is
know what
true,
I'm
We were
saying?
staying home in middle school, even maybe younger
We were
than
staying
that.
home.
I'm telling you,
months
at
old.
8. 3 months.
3 months. I walked home from school in like first grade.
Shut
And
up.
was dead
I
serious.
do see kids super
Look,
young.
poor
walking.
kids gotta be
Poor
responsible
kids
early.
gotta be
Yeah.
responsible
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
I walked home from first grade for real. Unlocked the door, locked the door, made something to eat, and
Yep.
waited until my mom came home. Couldn't go outside or
Yep.
whatever the case
Remember
was.
that.
But my
I was
kids
in
probably
3rd, 4th
triggered.
grade, and I was like, okay, well, I just go home. I have my key. I was
Right.
Yeah, we rode the bus. I don't even ride the bus to school. There's no school bus in our neighborhood.
Wow.
like, that is insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
These kids.
Yeah, we got to walk everywhere though, and we had to wait for each other. There was 3 of us,
Yeah.
a year and a half apart, so it was like back to back grades.
Oh, so you had to like wait till they got out of school
We
and
had
then
to
walk
wait for each
together.
other and walk home. I tried to leave my sister once. My mom came up to the school and whooped me in the bathroom. Like I'm walking by myself today, and she literally, she always said, stay together.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
walk
yeah.
together.
That's hilarious.
Walk together. It's
Yeah.
dangerous. Somebody can kidnap you.
All right, so we gotta get out of here shortly. But Kev, where can they find you? What kind of events do you have coming up?
KevOnStage.com. I am on tour right now. When is this airing?
I don't know, but it'll
Okay,
air.
I'll be on tour when you watch this. I'm on tour from January to August or September. So I'm coming to a city near you. So come check me out. KevOnStage.com.
Free tickets?
Yes. I have a couple more LA shows if you're in town.
Okay. You gotta drop this baby.
And I will tell you, even though I don't be laughing at Kev all the time, he's hilarious. I be like on the inside, I be like, oh, that was a good joke. I shake my
Why
head
would
to
you let
that.
it out?
I don't know. It's something about I don't laugh at. I don't know. I've always been weird like
Work
that.
mode? Like, what are you
No, I just have. I've always been like that.
So do you just not like stand-up comedy?
I love it, but it like I'm like, oh, that was funny. Like I just
Oh,
won't
you're
laugh
not like a
though.
comedian. That's how stand-up comedians are.
Mm.
We acknowledge
okay.
that's a funny joke.
Yeah,
We
like-
don't necessarily
Not
laugh.
like throwing your head back.
Yeah, like I said, there's only like 1 or 2 comedians that will make me like kiki out loud. I'm like, but you're funny though. On the inside, I be cracking up. I think.
So before we get out of here, we always want to leave you with something inspirational to remember, Mama, you are fine, not just physically, but both physically and mentally. So today, Megan has a word.
I do. It comes from the good old gospel of a show called The Golden Girls. And the quote is, "It's not easy being a mother. If it were, fathers would do it." Do you agree with The Golden Girls?
I agree 100%.
I wish.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching Mommy Needs a Break. Make sure you follow us, like, share, and subscribe at MNAB Podcast. Like this, share it with your friends, tell them about it, share it to another mother because she needs a break too. I'm Megan Thomas at Meg Scoop everywhere on the internet.
And I'm Marisa Johnson, and she is Marisa J.
And don't forget to follow KevOnStage.
KevOnStage. I had KevOnStage.
Yes. See
Thank
you
you
next
guys.
time. Bye.